What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back with another player ratings video. We have qualified for the knockout stages of the Champions League. We didn't make it as hard for ourselves as last year, but we did make it hard for ourselves. We went 2-0 down very early on against Olympiakos at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but ended up winning 4-2 and qualifying for the next round with a game in hand against Bayern Munich away. But let's get straight into the player ratings. First of all, Paulo Gazzaniga, we gave him a 6. I thought it was a quiet afternoon or evening for Gazzaniga. I thought the beginning stages of the game he was put to work. Great save from El Arabi. Couldn't do too much about the goals, but we won't mark him down too much about them. But that's why we gave him a 6. Pretty quiet evening for Paulo. Moving on to Serge Aurier, we gave him an 8. I thought it was an absolutely blinding performance from Serge. Got an assist. He was getting up really well. And I thought he actually made quite a few important blocks defensively, last-ditch tackles as well. And then he capped off an absolutely fine display with an even better finish, which was a lovely move, actually, which was capped off brilliantly from Serge Aurier. His celebration left a bit of bad taste in a few Spurs fans' mouths. Caused a bit of a debate on Twitter whether he did spit at the fans, whether he didn't spit at the fans, whether he swore at the fans, or whether he didn't. I'm still undecided, but, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Did you make anything out of Serge Aurier's celebration, or do you think there's nothing in it? I'm still not too sure, but we'll let you decide. Moving on to Toby Alderweireld, we gave him a 6. I thought he completely lost the Olympiakos player for the second goal. And I felt that he never really looked comfortable playing on the left-hand side of the centre-back pairing. And that's, I just don't... He was all right, Toby, but he didn't have too much to do defensively in the second half. And like I said, in the first half, he kind of lost his man for the second goal, and he didn't look too comfortable on the ball. That's the honest truth. So moving on to Davinson Sanchez, we gave him a 7. I felt he looked a lot more comfortable than Davinson Sanchez, than Toby Alderweireld. Obviously, he was on the right-hand side of the defence. He made a great challenge from Boden's. It was kind of goal-bound shot after Winks' kind of poor ball that let him through. And then at the other end, he kind of headed just over the bar, which he probably should have scored from, actually, from a header. All in all, it was a comfortable display from Davinson Sanchez. And I'm quite happy with him under Mourinho, I'm not going to lie. I think he's getting better. And I think the past 2 games, he's actually looked better than Toby Alderweireld. So, look, it remains to be seen how good he's going to be. But I think he has been a bit of a letdown so far this season and last season. But positive signs there, definitely. Moving on to Danny Rose, we gave him a 5. I thought it wasn't a great display from Danny. I felt for him a bit because, against West Ham, Davis was the left back and he played really well because he was drifting into a back 3 and didn't get forward too much and left like Aurier was up here and Danny Rose was back here, and the same as West Ham, where Davis was back here and Aurier was up there. So Danny had a lot of defensive duties on his hands, kind of drifting into that back 3, which is not really his game. His game is more of a wing back and bombing it forward and providing attacking outlet as well, which he didn't do, probably under the advice of Jose Mourinho. So you can't blame Danny too much, but it was a loose pass by him that led to El Arabi scoring the opening goal. So he does get marks down for that, but all in all, it wasn't a good display from Danny. Moving on to Eric Dier, we gave him a 3. He only lasted 28 minutes, and probably rightly so. He hardly had a touch in that first half an hour, and every touch he did had more or less did go to an Olympiakos player. And you saw for that opening half an hour we were dreadful, and it was probably due with Dier and Winks probably not couldn't put a pass together. I didn't think the game did need Dier and Winks in the midfield. It probably needed more of an attacking player in that central midfield with either a Dier or a Winks. But Jose spotted that early and took him up after half an hour, so credit to him. I'm not the biggest Dier fan, and I would prefer to see Sissoko kind of start there. But look, I'm not the manager, but let's trust in Jose for now. Moving on to Harry Winks, we gave him a 5. It's really weird about Harry Winks. Since Jose's come in, he's put corner duty, free kick duty. He's kind of trusting them a lot with set pieces, which we haven't seen before. I thought it was a poor pass, which led to Podence getting away, which led to a last gasp challenge from Davinson Sanchez. But yeah, that first half he was dreadful, and then in the second half I thought he did continue to give the ball away. He kept turning down blind alleys, and just it wasn't a great display from Harry Winks. And I thought probably should have got taken off a bit earlier. And yeah, he just kept losing possession and turning into trouble basically. So that's a 5 for Harry Winks. Moving on to Dele Alli, we gave him an 8. It was kind of a game of two halves for Dele, like it was for most of the Spurs team, to be honest. I thought first half, you saw the Dele Alli's brother play, and second half, you saw the real Dele Alli come into the fray. I thought first half, poor display like the rest of the team, but second half, he really did come into his own. Obviously, he did get that goal at the end of the first half with a lovely finish, and second half, he was just everywhere, you know. Everything we did attackingly was all going through Dele Alli, and it's just amazing to see what a bit of confidence can do for a player. You know, Jose Mourinho has come in and it installed a lot of confidence in this guy, and you've seen it. You know, man of the match against West Ham, and probably our man of the match last night as well, albeit it was only 45 minutes or just a bit above 45 minutes, which he played well. But positive signs are there for Dele of getting back to his best and even trumping that. So brilliant display from Dele. Lucas Moura, we gave him a 7. Obviously, got the assist for Kane's goal. Brilliant cross. I thought he kept running all night. He was kind of going down a few blind alleys, but, you know, more often than not, he was causing their defence trouble. He was always running at them, finding that space. He was tugging that touchline. And I think that's where Lucas Moura is best. I think he came out in the press and was like, doesn't like playing up front. He more likes playing on the wing. And you can see that now. You know, he loves to tug that touchline and get past players. And that's what he did. And that's what he does well. Albeit it wasn't his best display last night, but I thought it's definitely in a step in the right direction. And we need to see consistent displays from Lucas Moura. That's what I want to see. But anyway, moving on to HeungMin, we gave him a 6. Yeah, I thought it was a decent display from HeungMin. We've seen a lot better this season. Against West Ham, he was a lot more electrifying. I thought it was you would expect a better performance against a side like Olympiakos for HeungMin. He didn't have any say in any of the goals, to be honest, but he had one shot which the keeper saved well from, but apart from that, it was pretty anonymous from HeungMin. But he did have intent, attacking intent, but it just didn't come off for him, to be honest. So moving on to Harry Kane, we gave him an 8. Absolutely sensational Harry Kane. Since Jose's come in, I think we've seen transformation in him as well. You've seen a bit nastier play from Harry Kane, you know, backing in defenders, causing a nuisance of himself. Obviously, he got the 2 goals as well. And yeah, I think he links up well with Eriksen. So when Eriksen came on as well, I thought it improved Harry's game. Moving on to Christian Eriksen, he came on for Eric Dier after half an hour after Jose spotted, you know, kind of his wrongdoing in the team selection. But I thought Eriksen, he did start off with his usual self, misplaced passes, not a lot of energy, not a lot of anything, not a lot of desire, to be honest. But I think something did change in that formation, and suddenly you did see glimpses of the Eriksen of old. You know, he got an assist, he was making passes happen, he was running a lot, and he actually got back and made a few challenges as well. So I think it's positive signs from Christian Eriksen. Remains to be seen if he is going to turn it round or if he is going to sign a contract. I'm not going to make too many comments about that, but I did see a couple of positive signs from Christian Eriksen there. And moving on to man of the match, which was the ball boy. I thought an amazing, quick kind of getting the ball and quickly providing that assist for the goal. We haven't seen that from the ball boy at Spurs before. So I think, you know, you got to give credit to him. The credit where credit's due, and the ball boy, we give him a big, fat 10. And moving on to Jose Mourinho, we gave him an 8. And the reason I'm giving him an 8 is because I felt that it was the wrong lineup. I didn't feel that we needed 2 kind of defensive-minded midfielders in Winks and Dier. But we did go 2-0 down early, and that could have put us in all kinds of trouble in this year's Champions League. But Mourinho spotted that we needed a change early, and he changed it after half an hour. And you've got to give him credit for that, because we've seen countless times under Pochettino over the years how we've kind of criticised him, how he doesn't make changes early enough. But Mourinho pulled off Dier after 28 minutes, and that's things you love to see, you know. Tottenham fans were absolutely livid being 2-0 down, and to change it after half an hour, I thought that completely changed the game. Eriksen, obviously, like I said before, I felt like he started off his old self, well, his new self, but kind of grew into the game and did provide something very positive in the game. And yeah, I thought Mourinho changed things and won us the game. So that is why we give him an 8. Now we move on to Bournemouth at home this weekend in the Premier League. Like, subscribe and comment and tell me what you think of my player ratings. And as always, come on you Spurs.